up, YouTube? It's your boy, What's Up G, back with another banger, and I am the best reporting on hip-hop and entertainment. Now, it's looking like this Pop the Balloon situation and got out of pocket. We gonna do a reaction on this because they didn't hit everybody with copyright, and I done got hit with a few of them joints. I ain't reacted enough, and that's Arletta because she done played with us at this point. Let me see what Flacco talking about right here. I'm gonna talk
The
to y'all
Pop
at
the
the
Balloon
end.
copyright drama with Arletta Amuli and BM continues. They responded back to the backlash they got for putting automatic
Nah, I
copyright
really ain't
claims,
tripping.
stopping reaction channels from making money off of any reactions they do from their videos, even if the reactions is fair use. Obviously, this had people very upset because reaction channels have been making bank, have been reacting to Pop the Balloons, and they were even encouraged to react to the channel and react to the videos from Arlette and BM themselves. So here is
Facts.
their reaction and here is their fix to the situation. In response to the backlash, Arlette writes, as of recently, a reactor channel ran our video through their content ID system, and we got hit with a copyright claim on our own video. Producing this content takes a lot of work and organization, so as you can imagine, this was a major setback and a huge issue to sort out. This was a reminder of how important it is to protect our work. So here's what we're doing next. We've partnered with Future Limited to manage our content and monetization on our channels. We're launching a revenue sharing program for reactors. If you create reaction content and want to stay in the loop and earn from it, apply through the link in the description box of our latest upload. If selected, you'll get a response by email. We look forward to reviewing your submission. I'm one of the creators who've never had an issue with Arletta being put in content.
You also got to remember Arletta and Pop the Balloon. Let me say this right now. If selected. You're dealing with reactors and people with their own YouTube channels, most likely people with their own LLCs. They went this route because they didn't want the natural 9 to 5 type boss. So you putting it like that sound like we can come work for you? Reactors can come work for you? Are you so big you feel like we can come work for you? No, reactors are part of the reason why your show got so big. Better yet, I would say it's about 60 to 70% of the reason why your show got so big. It's reactors that are sitting here doing all this stuff. It's the clips and all that stuff. Ain't nobody about to come work for you. Ain't nobody no worker for you. What's going to happen is, I can tell you right now, the reactors ain't going to touch your show with a stick. They're going to go over to somebody else and blow their joint up. They're gonna blow it up. You gonna have your Netflix deal. You gonna have your You still gonna have your Pop the Balloon on YouTube. But ain't nobody doing all that for Pop the Balloon. Ain't nobody gonna do it. Me personally, I don't react to Pop the Balloon. Or Let's. I did like maybe it was a while ago. I did or Let's Pop the Balloon. So it don't affect me per se. But I can sit back and look at it, and I can look at I know reactors. I know YouTube. I know the algorithm, baby. Ain't nobody about to go for that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. So you saying you want somebody to come work for you? The reason why people are YouTubers is because, man, keep going, Flacco.
ID claims on their content, so anybody who reacts to it, you won't make $1 from it. I've always said, listen, bruh, if these people want to monetize their content, they have the right to do so. You, as a reaction channel, react to something else.
Facts.
But that's because I was under the guise of this was about monetization. This was about wanting to make the most money they can. But from reading that, a bunch of red flags began to go off for me. Like my radar began to go off because I started to realize the goal here is not really about monetization. It's about control. Because if it was about monetization, they don't have to go through these extra steps, such as the revenue sharing program, click the link, apply if selected. You don't have to go through the extra step. How things like this work, if you're with a network who's doing content ID claims for you, you tell them what you want the claim to be. If you want it to be completely demonetized, we get all the money, it can be that. If you want a rev share where, hey, yo, put a rev share content ID claim to where they get 60%, we get 40%, they get 70%, we get 30%, or vice versa. That's it. And anybody who reacts to any one of your content, the rev share will automatically click in. Like they get 70, you get 30, they get 60, you get 40. So the extra step of having to apply tells me, okay, this is something much deeper, and I don't feel like it was ever about monetization, and I'm not sure I'm buying that specific story.
Yeah, I think
so when I went to their application link, it pretty much solidified what I was already thinking because, again, I know how YouTube works. This is not really about monetization. This is about control. Arlette and BM are super Christian. They are super dedicated to their faith. And that's why they started Pop the Balloon anyway, is to give people the match because they believe in love and they believe in marriage. So when they began to get popular, I feel like what happened is they began to see the reaction channels and they began to realize, oh, what's going on with these reaction channels is far off from the brand that we built. Some are vulgar, some are nasty, rude, some is targeting people, and they felt like they couldn't control it. So these copyright claims and now this application, I think, is their way of deterring people from reacting who they don't want to react and reward the people they believe fit their Christian guidelines. So if you go to the application says revenue sharing program, Arlette and BM. Now, when you read it, it says, thank you for your interest in joining our official revenue sharing program for content creators and reactors. To be considered, please complete the form in full. The program offers a 60-40 revenue split in favor of the reactor. Please note.
Hold up. It said a 60-40 revenue split. So if you don't know, a 60-40 revenue split, YouTube, we already, just as content creators, we already got a revenue split with YouTube. You get what I'm saying? We're contractors with YouTube. We partner with YouTube just as working for YouTube. Working with YouTube, I should say. So on top of that, they want to do another 60-40 split, or just another split period on top of the split that people already got to do with YouTube. If I was doing Pop the Balloon content, I would just go somewhere else. It's a bunch of other Pop the Balloons that are actually more entertaining. I would just go somewhere else because this is like a revenue split on top of the YouTube revenue split. That's too much. Keep going.
Please note, participation is subject to approval at our sole discretion. You will be required to adhere to the content usage guideline outlined below. Yeah, it was never about monetization. These people make enough money off their content. I don't feel like they're scrambling for the other pennies left. No, this was all about control.
I would have to disagree with Flacco. I think it's about control, but I think it's about monetization also, because if that wasn't the case, then they wouldn't have sold the rights to Netflix. They didn't even want to be a part of the Netflix situation. They're not even in control of what Netflix does. They just sold the rights to Netflix to do their own thing. So it is about money. On top of that, you can see what they do on YouTube. It's definitely about money and monetization. Let's just keep going.
They want to deter reaction channels. They don't want any reaction channels, to be honest, right? And they continue. If selected, you'll get a response by email. We look forward to reviewing your submission. So it continues. And these are the rules that the reaction channels must adhere to. Reactors may only comment on behavior presented on the show. They may not encourage or personally participate in harassment campaigns, including visiting contestants' social profile to attack or insult them, doxing or exposing off-show personal details. That's the thing. He's targeting, mediocre tutorials reviews. He's a YouTube channel who, during his reviews, he goes to their profile to see if their profile in real life matches up with their on-show persona. And most of the time, we realize it don't. Girls will come on the show and say they want a man of God. Then you go to their Instagram and you see a OF link. So things like that get called out. I think if you present yourself on a public forum, especially a channel that's doing about 2 million views per video, if you present yourself in that public video, you're opening yourself up for criticism. You are now a public figure. So the fact that they're trying to control that, to me, is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to me, right? I don't know anybody who will sign up for this, right? They're telling you how you could react. Now, obviously, things like doxing and exposing and harassment campaigns is foul, and nobody should do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But people are not allowed to give a critique anymore. They're not allowed to tell the full story, right? When you see somebody who's now a public figure, you're not allowed to go to their Instagram and make an assessment of it, their public Instagram. I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because that's kind of weird too. Like, if that's the case, then we would never have an Aaron the Plumber, because people went over to Aaron the Plumber's Instagram, was like, oh yeah, he really is a plumber, and then other people was like, oh no, he a cornball plumber. And then other people was like, oh, he just a man that went to jail, came home, he a plumber, he doing his thing, and then he blew up from there. So just weird.
All right, bro, going to somebody's public Instagram isn't doxing at all. Respect and non-defamation clause. Reactors may critique the show content, but cannot defame or spread misinformation about. So they can critique the show content, but they can't talk about BM or Arlette as public figures or producers. And this is where I say, bruh, this is nasty. I understand wanting to say, maybe we don't want certain reactions, but trying to leverage people's income to avoid public criticism, to me, is not right, is wrong, honestly. BM and Arlette are public figures. They're open to scrutiny, just like I'm open to like scrutiny. People are gonna talk about you as a public figure. Leveraging, hey, bro, if you want to make this $10.25 on YouTube, you better not critique us. So they're not allowed. Again, if
That's crazy.
Me as a reactor, what I mean, because I've never really critiqued BM or Arlette. I love Arlette. I love BM. I've never had a personal problem with them. But if somebody do have a problem with them, they should be allowed to express that, right? Like, yo, somebody should be able to watch. Okay, for example, at the reunion, I think when BM and Mozzie got, like went back and forth about Mozzie's like private jet. Yo, somebody should be able to look at that interaction, make an assessment, and critique BM. I feel like leveraging the pennies a reaction channel can make off of this in exchange, like what, for their silence, like in exchange to put a muzzle on them, I think it's crazy. And you cannot critique the Pop the Balloon brand as it relates to BM and Arlette. So they just don't want no public scrutiny, no public critique at all. Accusations are narrative twisting that harms reputation. I don't know who will sign up for this, bro. This, again, man, this is all about control. And this is so vague. Accusations are narratives. What counts as narrative twisting? If I have an unfavorable opinion, would that count as narrative twisting? It goes hate speech, harassment, or bullying, misogynistic, racist, or slander. And this is where it goes. This right here has been an issue with a lot of these dating channels, all right? The women come on these channels and they behave a certain way. So hence the men react to them behaving a certain way. And those women have an issue with it. And they claim it's coming from misogyny, it's coming from red pill. I know Kendra G has a huge issue with people reacting to her dating show and critiquing the women. It looks like enough women has complained to BM and Arlette about them being criticized, about them being held accountable by reaction channels, and they don't like it. So now if you do a reaction channel and you're somebody who's doing a reaction channel and you feel like a woman is doing something dumb or she's doing something stupid, well, guess what, buddy? Guess what? You can't give an honest opinion on what you think they're doing wrong. You know why? Because that pennies you're making, that 60% is going to be no more. And to me, that's kind of messed up, man. Now, if you're not understanding exactly like what they mean by misogynistic, is they have a similar argument to Kendra G. So I'm going to play you Kendra G confronting a reaction channel for reacting to her content. And from her point of view, you'll pretty much be able to tap into what Arlette and BM thinks.
You said something earlier, so let me deep dive in this. Are you one of those reaction people to my show?
I have did some reaction, not no bad reaction, but I have did some reaction, yes.
I don't like you guys, so I'm gonna start there. I think it's whack. Do you talk about the men or just the women?
Me, I'm actually across the board. I actually, you go to my YouTube page, I actually go across the board on everything. It didn't say chunks.
There's some women on my show.
Well, I haven't. No, I haven't. I think I did like 2 reactions to like 2 of your videos. I think I only did like 2 reactions.
Were they women videos?
Women.
Yeah, this is why I don't like it, because I feel like a lot of men just focus on the delusional women that you guys say that call into my show, but y'all never break down your counterparts. Y'all never break down your gender, and that's why I don't like it. And I just don't understand, because like someone could do a reaction video to you, and how would you feel? Like someone literally could break you down. I can see someone breaking you down and saying all the things why a woman shouldn't date you for whatever reason. And would you like somebody's unsolicited opinion while you're just trying to find love? Either way, we'll stick to your interview. I just wanted to, because I mean, really, the reaction people drive me so insane that typically I don't even want y'all to come on the show, because I don't know if the intentions are pure. I don't know if you're really looking for love, if you're just trying to build your brand so now you can have a Kendra G video on your page. Like, I mean, when I started this show, I genuinely started for people to find somebody, and it just grew beyond measure in negative ways. And I will say this, yes, I actually agree that there are a lot of times women request stuff that they're probably not going to get in a man, but there's a way to break it down to them. And also, reality is going to be the biggest teacher. There's no need for y'all to take their content and use it to try to make money to further bash them. And y'all never do it with the men. So that's why I just don't respect it. I felt like if it...
But Kendra G, aren't you taking their content to use it and make money? Right?
Was even if you guys were taking the guy videos and breaking those down, but a lot of you guys don't do that because you're the guy that you have to break down.
I like Kendra, but I feel like she's kind of off. These reaction channels,
well,
the ones that are successful, aren't really picking and choosing. It's just...
Yeah, I grind the guys up worse. Like, I give DJ Academics hell. But not only that, I mean, Bull kind of light. So she talking to somebody that's kind of light. I would have loved to be a part of that conversation.
Yo, if the people who are coming on your show and acting delusional and acting a mess, if it's like 70% women and 30% men, then yeah, women are probably going to be reacted to more. But I don't feel like the solution to this is to silence those people. No, is to probably have a talk with your guests, have a talk with your contestants, let them know, hey, bro, you're public. This is gonna go everywhere. This is gonna go viral. You act a fool, they're gonna react to you. But I don't feel like the expectation of privacy should ever exist on a public YouTube channel. To me, that's just dumb, right? I think that's dumb, and I think this is what Arlette and BM is thinking, right? Arlette and BM understands, we have this huge platform. People are commenting on the platform, and they're trying to protect their contestants, which is respectful to me. But I don't feel like you could protect them just to silence reactors. To me, that's never going to end well. I don't know how it's going to end. Me personally, I haven't reacted to a Pop the Balloon video ever since this news came out, and that's probably their goal. That's probably their goal, but I don't feel like that's going to work out too well, But y'all let me know in the comments.
Yeah, I think, and I haven't done a Pop the Balloon in like so long. So like I'm cool with actually reacting to it. Ain't nothing coming from malice or anything like that. Like I wasn't making money off of Pop the Balloon. I know some homies of mine who their whole channel was built on Pop the Balloon. I know some females, they did a lot of Pop the Balloon. Me personally, I didn't do it. But just sitting back looking at it, I would say reactors most likely just won't touch their channel. You get what I'm saying? Because you already doing a revenue split with YouTube, then do another revenue split with y'all. And you got all these guidelines as if somebody's working for y'all. Like, it ain't that deep. People can go over to other channels. And better yet, the people that I seen react to Pop the Balloon, they just went over to other Pop the Balloon channels and they getting the same amount of views. So, but they actually promoting the other channels. So it don't hurt them. It's just going, I don't know. Y'all drop it down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Arlette and BM, I think they tripping. I think they let the fame and money go to their head. They had in the contract, you can't say nothing about Arlette and BM. You are a public figure. When I get 1 million subscribers and people in the comments or people making videos about me, I'm not gonna care. This is what you signed up for. You wanted to make money in the public. Raggy? It's your boy, What's Up, G. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, I love y'all. I'm out, y'all. What?